So I get questions from you guys all the time about gear, whether it's in the comment section or different social media platforms, my email. I love talking to you guys because we live in an age now where we can have a nice dialogue about this stuff and hopefully not be led astray. We can really find something that works for us if we have a nice relationship and we trust the person on the other end of the camera, right? I've been doing this for a long time, played a lot of gear, so I enjoy talking to you about it. And one of the questions I get a lot is, how is the Yamaha Revstar? Have you played it? So, my buddy Andy at Yamaha loaned me this one. We're gonna see him later in the video. I did an interview with him out at Sweetwater where he kind of talks about the nuts and bolts of this guitar. We're gonna talk about this. This is the standard, so this is the 799 model. I really think it's one of the best guitars, if not the best, under $1,000. I'm gonna play it through the Andy Timmons pedal. I've been playing around with some higher gain pedals lately for fun. This is a great pedal. It's got a drive side, it's got a boost side, it's got a switch that kind of changes the feel, almost if an amp was run at different wattages. We're gonna use that in the video with just the neck pickup and bridge pickups and the volume control. That's it. So you're gonna see how I manipulate it a little bit. We're not gonna put it on right just yet, but check this out. So that's the neck pickup, very P90-ish, not too bright like a single, not too dark. And as I start to bring that volume down, we know this is what can happen in a guitar. But this guitar, the taper, is remarkable. It becomes a different guitar. And you'll hear it when I kick the gain on and play this tune that it really, really speaks. It's pretty cool, all right? So, killer guitar. We're gonna play the track with the Andy Timmons pedal, reverb and delays coming from my aux box, my two Rock Bloomfield drive, big clean sound. I like that when I'm using pedals because it really doesn't change anything, okay? All you're hearing is the stuff in front of it, okay? So, let's hear the track, then we'll run through the Revstar. So pretty great guitar, a lot of fun sounds, especially with the volume control. I found that to be incredibly flexible using the pedal, which we'll do in a little bit. And I'll make that track available to you too. That's a lot of fun to play over. You're just gonna jump over to my website, you're gonna put some information in, grab it if you're not already a member of workingclassguitar.com. That's my lesson site. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this guitar from top to bottom. Like I said, Andy will tell us later in the video, but this is mahogany body, maple top, I believe. Got the Kluson style tuners, but these are the more closed gear variety. I don't know if I can get a shot of that or not, but yeah, I don't know if it'll zoom. There we go. And they're more substantial, you know, the closed gear style. I like that. Stainless steel frets, 12-inch radius, feels really nice and playable. The neck shape's a little flat, probably a little flat for me, but I got used to it. P90 pickups, we're going to talk about those. Volume and tone control, and we talked about how great that volume control is. So here is the neck pickup. always hear people say, don't play chords enough when you guys demo guitars. So there you go. Let me go right to the middle. This is a classic P90 middle sound. Bridge, very single coily. It's going to sound good with gain though. Now if we go to the 2 position, they kind of do something in the wiring to give it more of those out of phase stratty sounds. They'll call that quacky, and this is actually pretty quacky, very mid-range honky. Up to the 4, they go for that stratty number 4 position. So lots of stuff on board. Even this mid boost here on the tone control, it's going to boost your overall output, give you a different frequency set too. So if I'm playing something, now it becomes jazz boxy. It'll do that on the bridge. If you try it with an overdrive pedal, it gets into that sort of like Clapton-ish woman tone thing. It's pretty cool, actually. So let's talk about overdrive, and then we'll listen to Andy talk even more about this guitar, where we'll take the top. He'll have like a cross-section of the body. He'll give us all the ins and outs in the details. Let's play a little overdrive, see how it works. So now we should hear this with some overdrive. I got the JHS Andy Timmons pedal lined up here, and this is the clean sound. And we're just going to use the boost side. So boost, no EQ, just hitting the front of the amp. Sounds nice. Turn it off. Pretty usable boost. That pedal. Now, if we turn that off, we're going to add the high gain side. This is going to take you more into that sort of smoother, sort of fusion blues sort of sound. That's what I was looking for in a pedal, just for some fun. So here we go. Now you can add the boost to it if you want. Gets pretty gnarly, and I've got it running pretty flat, but you can add more EQ to it if you want as far as high end goes. You can do that. Let's hear a little bit of this, how the compression changes when we change that switch. Whenever this happens on a pedal, you're going to have to turn the volume up. You can go to this one, compressed even more. From what I know about pedals, that's probably something called a clipping diode that's making it do that. And what happens is as you, I don't know if it's add or remove diodes, it becomes more compressed and gives you that more squishy compressed feel. So it's got all those options in there. I actually really like that. I've been having a lot of fun with it, and you hear we use the heck out of it in that last tune that I played. So cool combination, fun stuff. I just wanted to bring it to you because plenty of you have been asking about the Revstar, and I just think it's a really, really solid guitar for $799. I play a lot of these kind of guitars from $799 to $7,099, and this one is really, really solid. So let's hear Andy from Yamaha talk about this, and you know, maybe you'll want to check it out. Maybe you'll want to ask me some more questions. Either way, I'm always here for you. So let's check out Andy from Yamaha talking about the Revstar.
So you're going to have a good time.
Let's talk, tell my friends.
Yep.
This is Andy from Yamaha. You know, when I first met you, it was at a gear fest where they had people. So someday they'll do that again.
Embarrassing. It's an embarrassing story.
I walk into the Yamaha booth, and this guy gives me a bear hug. I didn't know who he was. And he was like, I've been watching you on True Fire forever. And, you know, you're really, really supportive, and you're one of the first people who always comment on something, and it's great. Love having an ally here at Yamaha.
Thanks for bringing me into your ecosystem, Korg and Geely. It's one of those things that I feel honored to be part of, but I was a fan before I was a friend.
So the cool thing is now I have this website where folks that are going to be watching this, I mean, we'll be watching this on the tube, but they'll also see it there because a lot of the folks that I work with, we do live streams once a month. And it's a private live stream that only subscribers can watch. And one of the things I keep hearing is, have you played the Revstar? Have you played the new Revstar? Good. So from top to bottom, I would love a rundown for my people.
Basically, there's second generation of Revstar. First one about 6 years ago. A takeoff on a guitar we did in the 70s called Super Flighter. Look it up, they're kind of cool.
Wow.
But what we've done is we've kind of changed this guitar completely inside and out. First thing we've done, Corey, chambered the body. Now, a lot of people will chamber a body just simply for weight relief, right? But if you look at this thing is tuned. So what Yamaha does is we'll put frequencies and vibration into the wood to get the wood to tune so it sounds better. So if the guitar acoustically has a nice, almost like a jangly, open sort of tone to it.
I noticed that immediately, actually, as soon as I strummed it.
Corey's playing the Japanese version, right? We make 3 different models. So the made in Japan, we put carbon fiber into the body to add a little bit of rigidity. Okay. But this is what you're seeing underneath that beautiful maple top.
And what I know about carbon fiber in bodies like this is that it does help with projection, too. Like, I know there's a particular acoustic company Martin has a carbon fiber bridge plate on one of their guitars, and it does help the volume jump out of the guitar. So I can't imagine that isn't the same for this.
It doesn't hurt. So all of the models now have chambered bodies. The other thing we did is we put carbon fiber in the neck.
Nice.
Reason being is we wanted to slim down the neck from the past generation. So the other one it felt like it was pretty substantial. So this year they've slimmed it down on the backside, and they went to a 12-inch radius on the fretboard as opposed to the 13 3/4 that was on the last generation of Revstar. So this is going to feel more familiar to us American guitar players that kind of grew up on the 9 to 12-inch radius.
Sure, absolutely.
So that's all the stuff that you kind of can't see. Cool woodworking sort of stuff. But let's talk about the electronics a little bit.
Okay.
So what we're going to do, and I'll ask you you can even kind of go through the switch.
Please, I'll be your Vanna White.
Yeah, neck position, P90 sound, absolutely rich and lush. You, Corey. So it's one of those things that great neck. Now pull up on that tone control and do that same thing again.
I didn't expect that.
treble bleed under the volume control too, so we can roll down the volume. I'm not going to lose top end, but now I've got this great jazz sounding thing, like Wes Montgomery octave comps. Sounds like a hollow body now. Now it's got a big woodier sort of tone.
And it's hard sometimes to get humbuckers to fade like that on the volume control. Wow. And it's driving it too. That is awesome.
It's extra signal coming down the cable. It smacks the front of the amp a little different. The amp's going to want to bloom out. So for your viewers, now the new Revstar basically has 5-way switching. Right, I'm going to give you 2 and 4, and he's going to hear it. You're going to hear it here in a second. Those kind of 2 and 4 out of phase, quacky, stratty sort of tones. But that
tone up or tone down?
Tone down.
Okay.
And then just give me that 2 and 4, a little quack. Yep.
Really great. I love if it's like. There's a lot of really nice, and it's not just typical 2 and 4.
No.
There's something a little bit different to it that's really nice.
And we can show you pictures. We can open up the back of the guitar. There's some cool magic going on in there. But now having this passive mid boost thing for your viewers is like a guitar with 10 sounds and 10 usable sounds. The thing about this mid boost, I don't have to always go to a pedal board to get that extra signal if it's solo time. So I don't want to break the connection with the audience, so if I can keep this and do that without having to, nobody pays to see you tap dance. They pay to see you play guitar. So pull up on that switch and I'll get that extra signal out of it.
So we'll be in 4.
Yep,
so
and tone up.
Yeah. Wow. It really does. Wow. That really spanks. And then it's like you switched pedals to another guitar.
It's almost like
So
it, 'cause it's a little bit of a tone stack shift. It's a little more of that mid-range, woody sort of tone.
Yeah.
But boy, it smacks the front of the amplifier. We designed the pickups ourselves at Yamaha, but German silver base plates, form bar wire, we make them like the real deal.
Yeah.
Trapeze tailpiece that's actually spring-loaded. So if you're a Jeff Beck fan and you like smacking that bridge a little bit, I can get a little hand tremolo out of it. If I want to raise those screws up, I'll actually loosen string tension.
Yeah.
If your players play at 11, loosen that, bring that bridge up, and you'll get a little bit more tactile playability.
Like the wraparound deal, you know, you can get a little springer feel.
As we come down the neck,
Okay.
stainless steel frets.
Really?
So I'm going to give you stainless steel frets at the $799 price point, and then also at the $1999. This is made in Japan, custom shop, hard shell case, all of that stuff. But for $799. Stainless steel frets, all of that electronic magic, the carbon fiber in the neck. We're going to give you the gig bag for it. We're making lefties as well, so we're going to do a lefty at $549 and then a lefty in that middle position as well. So we're just having a great time.
There's three. So there's three like stages of this guitar, and this is the top of the heap.
That's the top of the heap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh man, people are going to love this, but you're still getting all of the bass foundation features. For the most part.
It's the one thing, the Indonesian guitar is so good, it's almost over-engineered. It's that good. There's a couple of differences that we do on the Japanese one. So we do a wood reforming treatment called IRA, or Initial Response Acceleration. It's a way of taking the wood fibers and through barometric pressure try to get the wood to be a little bit more cohesive.
Wow.
We do it on the Japanese acoustic guitars, the Billy Sheehan bass, the Mike Stern guitar.
Yeah.
It's just a way of kind of making that wood, so the customer doesn't have to wait 20 years for that guitar to get played in. It sounds almost like it's the best it's going to be that day.
Boy, that's really cool. And I think what's important when we've seen this, even though this is a small show with, you know, all your favorite YouTubers and people like that, we've been able to really have nice one-on-one FaceTime with companies, and I'm learning things like, I think I know kind of a lot. I'm in this space a lot. I mean, I've known you for a while, known a bunch of other manufacturers, but like the technology that goes into wood and to make a guitar have that connection that you're looking for is pretty remarkable. And each company that I meet with, they're doing something that like legit, like engineers on a high level are taking care of. It's wild.
And it's kind of neat that, you know, Yamaha is a technical company, right? We do technology. We have guys in white lab coats, as I say. But this is the marriage of the guys in the lab coats with the guys in the wood shop.
Yeah.
Is how do we make those two things kind of come together to make the best possible instrument for the viewer? You know, this is science. This isn't
really
just
is.
mere woodworking. There's
Right.
there's science and technology that goes into it. There's technology in here. The reason we went to stainless steel fret is, as your
I wanted
viewers
to ask
know,
you that, yeah.
you're never going to have to recrown them.
Right.
You're never going to have to replace them. In Nashville, where you live, you can go to any good guitar shop. They're going to charge you $400 to $500 to put them in.
Yes,
So
sir.
what we're going to do, $799 for the standard version. It's going to have stainless steel and the gig mag and all those bells
Yep.
and whistles that you need, but you can still pay your rent at the end of the month. And at Yamaha, we respect your paycheck.
Yeah.
You work hard for your money. I want to give you the most guitar. I want to give you more guitar than what that price tag says. So that's the one thing about that $799 Revstar. It's like it's $1,000 guitar
Right.
that I can only charge $800 for. So you guys can pay your rent. You can take your girl out for a dinner, but I can always have a nice guitar. Now, if your people want the made in Japan one, call your local store. We're here at Sweetwater. I think they've got them in inventory. We've got a dedicated, that blue model over there is their dedicated color. So this is kind of the place to kind of come and do this stuff. You know,
Yeah,
their sales counselors
for sure.
take good care of you. They're well trained. We spend lots of hours on the phone and on video with them doing just what we did with you.
Yeah.
Feature, action, and benefit. So this is kind of what we just
It's
gave
great
to
for me
people.
because, you know, my buddy Robbie Calvo plays these all the time.
Robbie.
We do love Robbie here. And I said, you know, I've never gotten like a proper demo of the Revstar, and plenty of you have been asking about it. And I see Chris Buck playing them all the time. He's a ridiculously great guitar player and wonderful guy. And the P90, I probably get more questions about P90s than anything because it's a little, you know, if you're not a historian, if you haven't played a lot of stuff, you're starting out, you're probably going single coil or humbucker because you might not understand what you can get out of these. And I've been a P90 player for years. I've been old Casino, Junior,
Yeah.
and I love P90s because they're a fat single coil, and they can cut through more than the average, you know, 3 pickup single coil.
I always
guitar.
think that a P90 gives me better definition, and especially like if you guys like to play with a lot of crunch and a lot of gain. Think of the, you know, Green Day for the last 15 years has been, Billy Joe's been playing a Les Paul Jr. through a Marshall, and to me, to my ear, I can hear every string in the chord that he plays, and that's the clarity that you're going to get out of a kind of an overwound single coil. So
it's like a fat telly or something. Yeah,
just-
I mean, I have a
it's beautiful.
63 SG Junior, and I will die with that guitar because it's my number one recording guitar for laying the foundation parts down. You know, and I'm working on this really interesting blues record where it's some obscure stuff that I've done my way, like cover tunes, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of the solos were neck pickup P90. You know, almost all of them.
that Tommy era of the Who.
Yep, that's
And
true.
Oh my God, that sound is just.
Yeah.
It's crunch, but it's clarity. So that's the benefit of getting our P90 pickup. And then by adding the mid-boost circuit, it really can almost mimic that humbucking sort of tone
Totally.
with a little more meat on the bone too, because I'm getting a little bit more signal out of it.
I mean-
and there's no battery on board, so we're doing it passively. There's no
That's
active
cool.
electronics. It's all
important.
via magic. It's really cool.
But I mean, if you love, I mean, this isn't a Strat.
It's rounder. It's
Yeah.
a little meatier,
But
but,
then
it's clarity.
Yeah, but then if I want to go, and then back. Thank you so much for talking to my folks.
You guys rule. He rules. Yamaha rules. See how we put this all together?
Not scripted. This is right off of his brain. All right, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you. So I got to thank Andy from Yamaha for sitting down with me. He's a character. He's a wonderful guy. And I promise I'll get this guitar back to you, Andy, as soon as possible. We're going to do a couple more videos with it just because some folks have been asking about this one so much. Probably do a live stream, probably do a P90 shootout. Should be a lot of fun. And if you're enjoying this video and you want to watch some more and you want to be alerted, please subscribe to the channel. That would sure help me out a bunch. And hit the thumbs up button too, because that helps get these videos out into the YouTube universe. My website's called workingclassguitar.com. Check it out for a bunch of free stuff like the track you heard. And feel free to always ask me a question, leave a comment, or shoot me an email through any number of social media platforms. I'd love to hear from you. All right, until next time, we'll talk about more gear or another thing you can do on your instrument to become a better player. I'm Corey. See you.